Let's talk about record of the year.
Well, here's the question, Joe. There's 10 songs. Are we going to talk about 10 or 8?
We're going to talk about all 10 of them.
I really don't like the category being this big.
Among these 10 songs, there's really only 2 options.
Just to be very frank, I had not listened to at least a few of these songs prior to, this week.
This is one weird playlist. If you put this on and walk away, you're like, where am I and what is happening?
Record of the year is maybe the one of the 4 big categories where the Grammys can basically be like, yeah, we get it. It's a big song.
I think it should be an award for the song that truly defined the year. It's a tall order.
When you think of the year in music, 2021, who else comes to mind but ABBA?
Yes! ABBA is amazing in so many ways, but this song is not like twirling in ecstasy around the dance floor ABBA, like high-fiving your girlfriends and having a glass of wine ABBA.
What does it sound like to you?
Man, it sounds funereal.
This song is like the national anthem of a failed monarchy.
You listen to this, and how do you not see somebody sternly at the bow of a ship waving a flag?
Why is it here?
This song has the line, I hear a bittersweet song and the memories we share. True. ABBA was great in the 70s, didn't get any Grammys.
It's a make good. The refs are giving them one because they didn't call it fairly in the past.
The craziest thing I could say about this song is it could win record of the year.
What would it mean for the Grammys' credibility or whatever's left of it if ABBA ends up taking home record of the year?
If this song wins, that's when we that's when we get up and leave.
Kiss Me More, Doja Cat featuring SZA, one of the biggest songs of the year. Do you like it? You didn't like last year's Doja Cat song.
This to me is the same song.
It's Say So Part 2.
Doja, great rapper.
Great rapper.
Just spits hard. If you get into the kind of syllabic stuff in the verse, killer.
Middle last on the wisdom tooth, and they wishing that the cookie was a kissing booth. Takes breakfast, lunch, and gin and juice, and that dinner just like visit too.
And I know that she's traditionally known as an edgy artist. There's just something about the music to me dulls her edges. I just want her to go crazy. I just want to hear something wild from her. These songs just feel really safe.
It sounds like X-rated bubblegum.
As far as X-rated bubblegum goes, I would say Montero is also in that ballpark.
The Montero song is a whole different musical universe.
Call me when you want, call me when you need, call me in the morning, I'll be on the way.
Montero, Call Me By Your Name, the second defining song of Lil Nas X's career. But is it good? Hold on, scratch that. But is it music?
That's ice cold, dog. I, as a critic and a listener, do not even remotely mind songs that sound plastic. The degree of plasticity on this song is overwhelming. It really feels like it is composed of spare parts.
No, the song is confused to me.
It's in a weird minor mode. It's got a little Middle Eastern flavor. It's got flamenco flavor. This is like, give me something strange.
But like with all things Lil Nas X, boy, he's so special because it's never just about the song. It's about all the things that come with the song. When I hear the song, I don't think about the song. I think about him tearing his pants on SNL. I think about him making out with his dancer on the BET Awards. I think about all the ways he's trolled everybody with this song. About the brilliant video, the Nikes, Satan. It's just like, it's not a song, it's a movement.
I get a kick out of you.
I mean, this would be a great song for the 1934 Grammys.
Right.
I love it for the first 45 seconds. I think it's beautiful. When it's just the two of them and that piano, there's an intimacy there. I mean, the love is a thing I can hear in the song.
When I'm out on a quiet spree, fighting vainly the old and weak.
And then the rest of the song, I just lose interest because it's hewing to a thing that somebody thinks that song is supposed to do.
This one is just, let's go to the Vintage Factory.
I don't know if the Tony Bennett Lady Gaga song is good. It doesn't exist on the same matrix as any of these other records. It only exists to receive this nomination.
It's a tip of the hat. It's a final ovation You know, you've earned it, Tony. You've had a great career.
A song from the 30s, recorded in its umpteenth version. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yeah. I get my weed from California.
Do you like this song?
Not much.
I don't like this song.
I don't like the chorus of this song at all.
Even though the 3 verses are to my ear distinct, the song itself doesn't change very much. It doesn't feel like a dynamic song.
It just feels like fancy resort wear, you know, like lounge wear. The problem with it is that like there's no friction anywhere. There's no tension. There's no texture.
And like all committee-produced music, it's intricately done, but there's not much there.
And that muffled piano at the beginning of the song, I love that. That's my favorite part of the whole song. This is a good year for pianos.
I lose you in these silent days.
Because she's capable of so much better, it's kind of a bummer to see this song nominated here. It's like, you know what she's capable of. She's one of the only people in the past few years who turned the Grammys into the kind of platform that completely changed her life and career.
My only note on the Brandi Carlile song is not as good as the old Brandi Carlile songs.
Right.
You listen to this song, it's like, it's a power ballad. You know, her voice is always great. It's going to take you somewhere, but it's like, it's just hard to really, it does not have the same zhuzh. It does not have the same juice. It doesn't have the same build.
I also don't follow the story, really.
I feel like from a lyrical perspective, it has like a modicum of complexity. It's, about...
It's sort of like she's, somebody is at war with
I feel like it's a song about depression or
who knows, man?
That's what I'm saying. Everybody who tries to explain what's it about, it's like, oh, they're fighting.
I'm very excited about this song. It's really 4 songs, right? From the beginning, it's one of her traditional-minded crooner songs. But then something happens. It briefly becomes a contemporary pop song.
I don't relate to you, no.
But then it explodes into like this lush rock anthem. It's like a yeah, yeah, yeah song or something, or just like, oh, I see what's happening here. And it ends in this electronic squall, which to me is song 4.
It's not even the best song on this album.
There's also a sequence of rhymes in this song that I wrote down. She rhymes again, bends, influence, death, breath, and friends. That is like genius imperfect rhyming.
Thing that I love about it are also the nice little Radiohead tributes at like the end of that song.
Of these songs, I'd argue it's in the top half of the songs.
And I let go with so much freedom.
Does this song speak for 2021?
No. This song speaks for like 1977, maybe?
Yeah, I had not heard this song prior to its nomination.
Will you ever hear it again?
I mean, yeah. In a Chrysler commercial.
I mean, for this song, all I have to say is it's funky and it's familiar.
He does lead a late night band. He's Mr. Cover Artist. It's studied, but I like what he's studying.
He's honoring all of the music in his life, from trap to jazz.
This is a really familiar Grammy type of record in that it's a song about a song. It's vegetables.
Disguised as candy?
I don't know. Do you eat this kind of candy?
No.
Grammys don't want anything too divisive. Freedom is a very non-divisive concept.
Guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me.
Convince me this is not the record of the year.
Could be.
I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
This is a good song.
Yeah.
There's so much to hear in that song.
Today I drove through the suburbs.
I love the piano.
All the strange swooping sounds to the big chorus.
Has an amazing vocal line, that ascending line and a sort of pre-chorus, I imagine, is creating all sorts of karaoke calamities.
I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that
It's a great song. Bridge of the year.
It's so well made.
It's also lovely, sharp, eviscerating, self-lacerating, elegantly written, sparingly produced. It's thoughtful and emotional, ecstatic, but also like terrifically sad. What more do you want?
This is the song of 2021.
I'ma leave the
talk about the comedy of this record, given what the record also is, like what the record is being funny about.
You got plans. Don't say that. Shut your trap.
And that really great spinners, drifters, shy lights vibe that they capture is what is the place for a novelty record put out by two very serious musicians. Let's say everything about this song is exactly the same, but it's Lonely Island.
So you think of it more as parody and novelty than homage.
It's a tricky thing, right? The performance is perfect. It is a great record.
It's the kind of thing that they should teach at the Berklee School of Music. And they probably are already. Elaborate chord progression, the production that gets the little glockenspiel nuances. I mean, this is a how to make a record.
God, I had the same problem that I had with the Bieber song. It's so smooth that I can't even find a place to put my fingers in.
And so, yeah, it's definitely a contender.
What song are you missing in this category? What should be here?
Cardi B's Up. I think that song got completely left out of the year-end conversation. I didn't mind hearing that hook a billion times. Swiping, I watched 1,000 people dance to that song or lip sync to that song. And I just, it's so irresistible.
2 words, Coil Ray.
Okay.
No friends.
I would say Pick Up Your Feelings. I don't know why Jazmine Sullivan is not in any of these major categories.
Yeah.
I think Hotels is the Stephen Sondheim show that never got made.
What's going to win record of the year?
Always a tough question.
I never know what gets a leg up at the Grammys.
All right, well, I'll give you $100. Where would you spread it around?
I would give $30 in Bitcoin to Abba. And then I would put the rest of the money with Rodrigo.
I want to split between Montero and Driver's License.
Assuming even odds, I'd roulette the money. Billie, Silk Sonic, Jon Batiste.
$70 on Driver's License, $10 on Bruno, $10 on Billie. And that leaves me $10 left.
We love math.
This is why we're music people.
And the Grammy goes to bad guy Billie Eilish.
The Grammy goes to Billie Eilish.
You know, I was a little disappointed to admit to myself that I think that Billie should or might win this one because I would love to see Olivia be coronated on that kind of a level. And she's at the beginning of her career. It would be good for the Grammys to be like, we're going to get on the ground floor with this one because she's going to be a big draw for us for years and years to come, especially at a time when, you know, the Grammy seems to be having a little bit of a problem holding out the top pop talent.
You said forever, now I drive alone past your street.
So there are songs on this list that you had never heard before.
Yes.
As a professional music critic.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say that that's the Grammys problem, not yours.